Hello guys, and welcome to Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix in this F1 2015 mod career mode. This is Season 3.
Hi.
So just setting up the car for the first practice session here. The thing is, we have a 25% chance of rain on race day, and we are going to be betting the farm on it not being so bad that we have to go out on full wets at any given time, really. So we're going to be going with a standard dry setup here for the Canadian Grand Prix, which in my case means a very low wing setup. I really want to be fast on those straights there. I do not want to combat the AI on that long straight and get overrun from behind there. Anyway, jumping right into Q1 here. Like I said, this is a very low wing setup. It's not really going to shine through here as we got DRS open and everything. But this is going to be our first lap here in Q1, and like always, we're only going to be doing the one lap here, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us into Q2. And 1:16.728, nothing absolutely brilliant, but I don't think we have to be absolutely brilliant to get into Q2.
We're through to qualifying 2.
And as you can see there, we managed to squeeze into Q2 fairly easily in kind of a middle of the pack right there. We could have been a little faster, but really no problems whatsoever. This is Q2. As you can see, the rain has started to come down a little bit here. We are still on the dry tire, but the track conditions have definitely worsened here during the first lap. Basically, our strategy here is just to get out as fast as we possibly can before the track gets even worse, and hopefully this completely awful 1:25.94 time is going to be enough to get us into the shootout, because obviously it's going to be difficult doing a faster lap as the track gets even more wet. But as you can see, we managed to breeze into the shootout. This is going to be our second lap here in Q3, and as you can see there, the conditions are absolutely horrible. Hamilton is on provisional pole, 1:21.789. We are not going to be coming anywhere near that time. We are going to chop off a full second of our best time so far, but 1:24.424, that is not going to get us anywhere near the front of the grid for tomorrow's race, as we are going to be starting in 8th place tomorrow. And as we're getting ready to get out on track here on race day, as you can see, we have the car fitted with the intermediate tire here. So that means we're going to be seeing rain right from the get-go here at the Canadian Grand Prix. And that's going to be very interesting to see. What is this rain going to be like? Is it going to be a short shower? Is it going to be a prolonged rainy spell where we actually have to go in and fit the full wets? Very interesting to see how this one is going to play out as we get ready for the start here. Waiting for the 5 red lights. The rain is coming down already here. We have Kvyat right on the inside there. We get a pretty good start. A little bit of wheel spin there. We managed to go down the inside. Managed to pass Kvyat. And are right alongside one of the Williams cars there. He kind of closes the door on us. We're right on the bumper of, I'm sure that was Ricardo. Almost losing the back end here coming through turn 2. That's going to cost us a little bit. But we managed to pass, I believe it is Valtteri Bottas, I think there, who's right behind us right now. We have Ricardo immediately in front of us. So I guess all in all, a very good start. We are running in P5 here on the first lap meeting. We're up 3 places already. I'm just going to correct myself here. That is not Bottas running right behind us there. That is the other Williams car, Felipe Massa. Bottas is immediately ahead of us. And just running a little bit too deep here in the hairpin. This is going to be very interesting to see how we're going to be faring on the straight here compared to the AI cars. We should have the upper hand here, considering we are running a next to no wing setup here. So we should be a lot faster than Bottas on the straight. And as you can see there, we truly are gaining on him, but we are not in any way close enough to make any sort of move here as we cut the chicane just a little bit, almost losing the back end. Jumping ahead to lap 3 here, we are still not losing contact with Bottas. We are still keeping up with the pack. That is good news, even though we should have a bit of a disadvantage here with the downforce that we're running. But at the moment here, this is a section of a track where the AI cars seem to be pulling away from us. That is to be expected. And the way things are right now, we seem to be making it all up on the straight again there. So right now, things are pretty much going according to plan here. The rain has not intensified. We are not looking at going into change for the full wets at any time soon, and the AI cars are still within reach. And coming out here in the back straight one more time, we crank that engine into rich mode here as we need to make up every 10th of a second as we possibly can here on the straight. This is where we are faster. Jumping ahead to lap 4 here, we have a bit of an incident on track. I'm not really sure where that is right now, but as you can see, we have a safety car deployed, and obviously that is going to be good news for us. It's going to be at least 3 laps of no racing here in rainy conditions, and also it gives us a chance to close the gap on Valtteri Bottas here. As we restart the race here on lap 6, we basically got a couple of free laps here. Nobody's been pulling away from us, and hopefully the rain is going to stop soon enough. And just as we come through turn 2, again, that back end really wants to step out. Really need to be gentle on the throttle as we come through that turn. That gives Bottas just a little bit of breathing space there as he opens up a bit of about half a second on us, really. Jumping ahead to lap 8 here, we are still matching race pace. As you can see, Bottas is immediately ahead of us, and we are kind of gearing up on hopefully being able to make a move on him as we come out on the long straight. But that pretty much necessitates us keeping up with him here on the section of the track where we are slower. This particular straight, for some odd reason, really seems to hurt us. The AI seems to be pulling away quite dramatically. And also, through this particular chicane, we seem to be losing a couple of tenths of a second each lap. But still, Bottas well within reach at this point here. If we can get a good exit here from the hairpin, we should be in a position to attack him on the back straight. And once again, cranking that engine into rich mode as we need all the horsepower we can possibly squeeze out of the car on the straight. We are in the slipstream of Bottas here, getting that dramatic effect. It's not going to be a problem diving down the inside here. Loads of time to get the move done, and we are into P5 with Ricciardo about a second ahead of us there. Jumping ahead to lap 11 here, we are keeping up with Daniel Ricciardo as he is still only about 2 seconds up on us at the moment. But the good news is we are opening up a gap on Valtteri Bottas, who's about 2 seconds down on us right now. So at the moment, considering the conditions here with the weather and everything, we are basically doing a lot better than I would have hoped for before the start of the race. Jumping ahead to lap 22 here, the rain has finally stopped so much that the time has come to go in and make the first pit stop of ours. And we're going to be making the switch to the option tire here, and hopefully we're going to be making up some ground on Daniel Ricciardo. It'll be interesting to see how we're going to be faring in the dry here comparing to us how we did in the wets. I thought we did pretty well there, but I'm not really sure where the front runners are at this point here, as I would expect that Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, and Sebastian Vettel are way up the road from us right now. Jumping right ahead to lap 25 here, we are still trying to chase down Daniel Ricciardo, who is in P4, and Valtteri Bottas has also been in to make his first pit stop, changing to a set of dry tires. I'm not really sure what he has changed to, whether it's the prime or the option tire, but as you can see there, Ricciardo almost 12 seconds up the road from us right now. Jumping ahead to lap 30, we are keeping pace with Daniel Ricciardo, still only about 12 seconds ahead of us here, but the problem seems to be that we seem to be unable to close the gap on him, considering we are on a fresh set of tires here, so we can't do it now. I'm not really sure when we can. And what's even more troubling is that Valtteri Bottas in P6 appears to be closing the gap on us somewhat here, as he's been taken away a second over the past 5 laps. Jumping ahead to lap 32 here, still trying to chase Ricciardo, but Bottas is definitely moving at the moment as he has closed the gap on us completely and is right on our rear wing at the moment. And the only thing keeping him behind us at this point is the fact that we seem to be a lot faster on the straight. Even with DRS, he's having trouble keeping up. But this is not an optimal situation for us. Jumping ahead to lap 34 here, we are still trying to keep Bottas behind us here desperately. Almost losing the back end there coming out on the main straight. But as you can see there, once we get the car up to speed in free air, we're almost just as fast as Bottas, who's right behind us there with DRS. So at the moment here, we're keeping him at bay, but as the tires are getting more and more beat, I'm not sure how the rest of this is going to play out. And once again, the AI seems to be taking that last chicane there a lot faster than I seem to be able to. They seem to be able to cut the corner a lot more aggressively than we can. If we try and do that, we're going to be bouncing all over the place and most likely ending up in the wall as we almost lose the back end there again coming out of turn 2. And that is not going to help our efforts in keeping Bottas behind us. Stressing like crazy, coming through the chicane, bit of understeer, and that's the wall for us and the end of the Canadian Grand Prix. So Lewis Hamilton takes the win here in front of Sebastian Vettel and Nico Rosberg rounding off the podium. And I have to say, I really feel bad about this one. This seemed to be completely avoidable. I'm not really sure what happened there. I started to feel like I was being put under pressure by Bottas, but looking at things again, I might just have let him pass. I'm not sure whether or not that would have made a difference there. It's just, you know, you seem to get into a groove where you start being all competitive and you don't want to give up a position. And sometimes this is what you get for your efforts, I guess. At any rate, guys, I hope you enjoyed this very short flick. And if you did enjoy this, please don't forget to leave a like or subscribe to this channel for more F1 2014 action to come. And I'll be seeing you soon enough. Bye-bye.